A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Born sixth to a peasant housewife who also did part-time laundry and a father who was a vegetable vendor, Mpofu, Thembie, grew up in a stable, happy but humble environment. Her large family embraced selflessness, in which living and supporting the extended family is the order of the day. She certainly continued to make it her calling and choice to be a community helper.
My eldest sister Maureen has always been that beacon that showed me that a selfless life. And hence, in my own life, I have found myself naturally extending my hand, extending the space that I have, giving a helping hand to somebody else who's in need. It's an environment in which I was brought up in it, and therefore it comes naturally. I don't have to think about it.
The long journey started in 1998 when she began working with children from Mpofu based in Highfield, a holding place for children in conflict with the law, together with a friend called Grace. What started as an individual initiative to play and bring hope to child offenders moved from being a personal passion to become a church project, as most of the church members joined in the cause. Little did she know that her experience would come into handy in the coming years. In 2005, Thembie switched from an international NGO to work for a local faith-based NGO taking care of 42 children in 2 shelters, reaching out to disadvantaged families that would have suffered shock as well as those that would be going through hard times. This also saw her going further to work together with international partners known as Feed My Children of USA that would bring in food for distribution. In 2009, she, along with a colleague, Dr. Lamel Piri, founded a child-focused charity, Tusenani Cover Trust, TCT. Tusenani means help one another. TCT established a number of projects at children's homes that included computer labs, capacity building, and motivational workshops. She was then instrumental in the authoring of Children's Handbook on mainstreaming gender, children's rights, and disability and HIV and AIDS issues. All this effort then led to the creation of the Regional Center for Social Responsibility, RCSR, which was founded in 2011.
Our lives have been revolving around doing good with whatever we have, our space, our time, and giving opportunities to other people to fulfill their own destiny. We have taken this to a different level by institutionalizing this great family value into the Regional Center for Social Responsibility. This is an organization that is motivating big corporates, individuals, churches, other corporate citizens to do good, but also to do good collectively.
RCSR work has caught the attention of the U.S. Embassy, resulting in the Public Affairs section giving seed money to conduct a social responsibility summer school, thematic dialogues on education, SADC CSR Indaba, and CSR Awards, which were hosted for the first time ever in Zimbabwe on the 3rd of April, with 14 categories being rewarded to different organizations.
Final award of the night, and this is for outstanding contribution to CSR growth in Zimbabwe. I believe this is not an award that has nominees, but is given in terms of recognition of what various companies or the company in question has done towards overall CSR contribution in Zimbabwe. They support the Zimbabwe National Healthcare Trust, Live to Love, Christian Community Partnership, alternative energy through the launch of solar-powered lanterns in multiple functions, the Joshua Nkumu Scholarship Fund, and the Capernaum Trust, the winners of this award, Econet Wireless.
This is a landmark event which has seen charity going beyond the home, but being practiced by corporate and further having all this being celebrated as a national event.
Let's do good as individuals, but let's do it collectively. And when we do so, let's celebrate those that do well.
Here are some of the testimonies that bear how Thembie has been useful to the community that she lives in. Donald, a student studying his final year in medicine degree at the University of Zimbabwe, Like many disadvantaged children, he needed proximity accommodation to the university, which Thembie has been providing for the past year he has been studying there.
Mpofu has been a mother and maybe even more a friend. She's been here at the time I needed help the most, and she's not only provided the accommodation and to the fleshly needs. She's been there to guide, counsel, get to talk to her about everything, and she understands and tries to help out.
Our main principle as a family is to live lives that are guided, by the word of God. And our spirituality has also been the greatest pillar of strength, and therefore everybody who comes into our household ends up being part and parcel of that family commitment.
And every weekend she makes sure we go to church. So yeah, I've learned that to apply yourself in everything that you do, God first, and also there's nothing that's beneath you or nothing that's above you. Try and aim for everything. And it's been something that's rubbed off on me.
Mandy, a house helper and a childminder, who she gave a second chance to go to school, and blossomed to be a manageress of a furniture shop which she co-owned.
That's when I went to Celebration Church, and that's when I met Thembie. I was actually looking for a job as a maid. Then she said, "Maid, I cannot give you. You cannot work for me. I want to help you to finish your. I will pay for your fees if you want anything to do with schooling. I will just pay for everything for you." And I said, "Oh, it's okay. That will be great." Then she took me to her house. That's when I started staying with her.
So I've lived with several house helpers, and I've given them that opportunity, shared my space, shared my life, and they have also been able to maximize the opportunities that we had.
My Eliza, one of the 5 HIV and AIDS positive members of an extended family, who she helped from a deathbed.
In 2006, pakarora murume wangu ipapo takatanga kuenda clinic, and then I was said I'm positive, and ndopa ndakatanga kutorwara ipapo, ndakapuwa mapiritsi ayabva atadza kuwirirana neni ndiri pakati pekurwara ipapo. Murume wangu bva ashaya kudaro ndandisingatombogoni kana kufamba kana kusumuka chaiko, ndasingatombogoni. But ipapo pakadaro Mpofu vanditora vandiendesa kuchiThembie, vanditora vandiendesa kuchikumba kwacho Avondei, ndopa akandichengeta for 6 months ndichirwara kudaro, kusvika ndazotariswa kunzi chikonzero chaikonzeresa kuti ndiite sei mapiritsi awo atadze kuwirirana neni, ndaitoni yanga iri pavandichinja mapiritsi kudaro, ndopa ndakazotestwa ndikabatwa TB. Pandapinda patreatment yeTB, ndapinda patreatment yeTB pandakatanga kurapwa kusvika ndazodzokera futi mumaARVs, pandatanga kutopinda muupenyu, pandatanga kutorarama neupenyu hwangu ndiri positive.
As Zimbabweans, we have gone through a lot of challenges, and the HIV and AIDS challenge is one that we all live with. It's either we are infected or we're affected. In that regard, one cannot run away from it, but is to be able to face the scourge and to be able to deal with it. Not as they in us, but to know that we're either infected or affected. So for that reason, living with HIV and AIDS is just like living with any other chronic disease.
Because Mpofu ndoaimbogara neni pasi ichindiudza kuti muzukuru hakusi kupera kweupenyu zvakadai nofanira kutozotambira zvazviri, wakangofanana nevanhu vari kurarama ivavo. Saka ndakazoona kuti upenyu hwangu nezvandiri pari zvino kusvika pandakatanga mapiritsi, kutoona kuti upenyu hwangu haari kutoenda, angofananawo sevanhu vanhu.
I already have received a lot in return from them. Friendship and an extended family is so invaluable. What I desire is that they'll do well in life and that they in turn would give a helping hand to somebody else. If they could do it for somebody else, we definitely would have a better world than what we have.
Saka Mpofu kwandiri ndoti it's a good gift yandakapuwa naMwari.
Thembie. She's a mighty woman of God. She has a heart for people.
Friend, mother, motivation, and guidance is what I found in Mrs. Mpofu.
I look forward to a future where giving a hand to your neighbor, doing good, is a culture for every Zimbabwean. And therefore, we have taken doing good out of our own family setup, and we have put it now at the national level, so that individuals, companies, and the whole of Zimbabwe, if not the whole of the Southern African region, can be ablaze, can catch on the fire, and build on our traditional legacy of a community spirit of helping one another, and translate this into the modern era, where we can solve a number of problems that we have, where we can unleash a lot of potential that exists within our society, and by doing good, influencing others to do good.
Despite coming from humble family background that Thembie grew up into, the self-styled lady has grown from strength to strength, while encouraging others to take up social responsibilities, beginning with their backyard as well as getting into their communities, and subsequently the entire nation. Thembie and her team members are working on national social responsibility coalition campaigns on education, health, and the environment.